Hey guys, it's Will here with a Wednesday update coming at you live or live-ish from Wizards. So we're going to take a look at some of the books on the shelf here. Small week compared to the last few weeks we've had, but a couple of bigger books, number ones. But besides that, a couple of smaller B-grade books, I'd say. Let us get right into the video. I have nothing really else to say besides me and Mike got a new episode of the Pulled from the Shelf podcast out. So as a personal shout out to us. So if you guys want to hear us talk about stuff, comics, board games, just basically anything that we're into, because it is a separate podcast from Wizards. Wizards just sponsors a non-paid for sponsorship, just to be clear, for YouTube and other places, because they're becoming a actual media producer now. So it's kind of like all these rules that you have to do. So not much else. Dark Eldar came out last week. I know this kind of is becoming an update video now, but Dark Eldar for Warhammer 40k came out this week / last week. It was a pretty big one. The Piety and Pain, so the Sisters of Battle versus Dark Eldar boxes went. We still got codexes. We got a combat patrol box and all that stuff. I know a lot of them are out of stock right now, so if you guys need them or know someone who needs them, let them know. So we got that. We got a bunch of new kids books in, so if you guys were looking for some books for your kids to read, check out this spring break. We got a bunch all in our shelves right here. So on that wood shelf right there, and the first up and down columns of that white shelf here that I'm pointing at is all our kid stuff. So I think I've rambled off about 3 minutes or so here of non-comic stuff. You guys are here to see the comics. So let's go straight into it. Starting at the top here, we got Batman, Catwoman, or I like to jokingly say one time / brain dumb moment, Catman, Batwoman. So if you guys think that'd be interesting to see, like if Bruce was Catwoman and Selina was Batman, that'd be kind of interesting to see. I know that they've probably done something like that in the future, like in the past of books, but if you think that'd be interesting to see, just let me know. I'd like to see who would be interested along with me to see something like that. So we got their variants. The big book for this week's release is Beta Ray Bill. The Horseman himself is coming back. That is a quote from one of the older books. It was interesting, but he is one of the coolest Thors. So he's back with a bunch of these nice variants that lead all here with Stormbreakers. So if you guys are a huge fan of Thor, highly suggest checking this book out. It is made by some talented people. If you want the main covers or want to see what the main cover looks like, it's just right behind here. It's got Fing Fang Foom on it, so that's cool. But for spacing and to make everything look nice, it's just behind there. And we got Black Cat. King in Blacks, I believe, is over for her. / they're not putting on the cover anymore, so I think she's out. Crossover is back with this cool kind of side cover. There was a book that came out, an Image book, I think, or a Dark Horse one, but it came out a while ago where it was all sideways like this, and I believe this is an homage to one of the covers. Or at least it looks like it. I can't remember. If some of you guys who read those Image books can remember or have seen it in our back issues, I can't remember, but it looks like it. Anyways, Crossover is an amazing book. It's something I thought could never be done, just because of how much money you probably had to throw at it, or people you had to know who owned the rights to these characters. But it is a book where the comics have been brought into real life, and I believe it follows a lady. I've skimmed through it. I need to read it again, but whose father, grandparent, or something, or even husband, I can't remember. Sorry if I'm getting it wrong, especially to Mike, who may be watching this, or Ray. They can definitely help below if you guys know. But somebody in their family owns a comic book store, and in the city, some sort of thing happens, and half of it gets locked off, and it turns into like a comic universe. So you get like Spawn, Batman, Thor, like everyone, a bunch of Image characters, because they own Image owns them, so they show up and actually interact with real people. And they do this sort of like cool, like old school, like inking style, where it was like the dots back in the day for the comic universe people, and then modern day arting for the real life people. So it's been really good. And they do some funny things. Like I think like one of the creators that actually writing here gets like an homage and they die or something. I think they kill them. Or they capture them. One of the two. It's pretty good. But anyways, I rambled on about them. We got that. We got Department of Truth right here. Not a huge fan of the art on it, actually. Gonna be honest. It's definitely, if you guys liked X-Files or like that one Japanese show that's on there, like it's basically, I think Netflix said it was the Japanese equivalent of X-Files. You'll like this book. It's pretty good. Fills the need for conspiracies, and it's written well. Again, I'm just not a huge fan of the art after like this new watercolor style. It's not the greatest to me. Anyways, we got Flash, Ghost Rider. He's back with his #1 variant, main cover. So if you guys are interested in that, Valkyries, there's been a pretty good story. Jane Foster brought back the Valkyries in, I think, War of the Realms or just before King in Black, but that happened. Noctera, if you guys missed it, I'm actually going to say it's in a runner spot for Book of 2020-21, in my opinion. For those who might know me, I always usually do some sort of like, I'll do like mental notes like best book, best writer, upcoming publisher. And I think for at least best book for Image right now is for this year, because I not do backs like because it's this year 2019-21, because 2020 basically never existed. Noctera is definitely up there, and I believe it is runner up at least in my top 4 for comic of the year. So keep an eye on that. Alongside it, a new #1 from Image called Shadowcraft. Looks very interesting. If you were into Exo Sisters or Homesick Pilots or Plots, one of the two, that more sort of like I lost my train of thought, but or Black Magic-esque sort of, like if you're into those sort of books where they're more like down to earth, more normie, then you'll like this. It had a pretty cool idea. Not as good as the one that was like about the cop who had a demon in them. Like it was basically outcast, except for the person was a cop using the demon that was possessing them as a power to find other people like them to save them. So that was kind of cool. And then there's one about like the one where she had like your imaginary friends were actually parasite creatures from another universe, and she had like a spider lady that was hers, and she was also a cop. I don't know. I think I have a thing for lady cops who have demon host things. I don't know. You guys tell me. But anyways, Silk coming back as #1. She's always been a cool character. I liked her as a side, like in those side books. She was good in there. Her last standalone series was pretty interesting, even though it was like a 4 or 5-parter, and then they brought in Peter halfway through. So it was like, come on, man. She was kind of doing well on her own. But anyways, we got Spawn, which I love Spawn. Any cover is beautiful art. Like, look at this. This is best art in comic books. Definitely has to go to Spawn. Like, best covers, at least. I know he stopped doing the innards a while ago. Like, I think before 200s. He kind of stopped doing the inner works, but you get those early stuff. Best comic art I've ever seen, in my opinion, so far. Batman Europa, whatever, was pretty close, but I'm still a Spawn fanboy. So that we got Strange Adventures, of course. Main cover behind it. Front cover. Then last but not least, we got Symbiote, X-Men Legends, a Last Ronin reprint for #2, and DC Other Histories. This month's theme still for Marvel is, of course, Alien covers, and then soon to be Predator covers, because Predator is coming out and is available for subscription this month / next month. And they're doing women covers, so like Women of Marvel is another version of special covers they're doing. We did get some of them, but they were grabbed by people who pre-ordered. So if you guys want to make sure you can get those variants or any cool things that are coming up that you see online, all you need to do on your end is make sure that the books are in the previews, which are get out of sunlight there, over in this shelf right here. So basically, once you come in on Wednesday, feel free to flip through one of these. Scrap here, we have them all split by sets. Every last Wednesday of the month, unless it's like a weird one where it's a holiday or something, They go there so you guys can see the new books for the month. Anything in there we can order, no extra charge. And that way you make sure you're down for it. And of course, we got the graphic novels for this month. I know it's kind of hard to see. The sun's back again, so we're going to get good weather hopefully here. Again, just like I was saying, a bunch of kid books. High Fructose is an art book, so I've seen some weird things in there. I wouldn't say it's a kid's book, but like Mighty Jack, Zelda, Minecraft. These Minecraft books aren't actually that bad. They're pretty good. But anyways, and then we've got a redo / a deluxe edition. The new suppliers for DC is cutting more stuff back in, which we all know there's news that we heard about Marvel doing stuff. So for those who may have questions that are going to ask us tomorrow, we will let you guys know. But as of now, everything is fine and normal, at least for Marvel and Diamond. For DC is still DC, so you guys know, the situation on that. But I've rambled enough, so I'm going to go catch my bus. We will see you guys tomorrow morning.